Hi, welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. This is Victor Kumar, and today I want to talk to you about how the market forms, especially if it's a fast moving market, and how when people are using just data to purchase in an area, how hard it is to discern value. A good example of this is last week when we were talking to a client and we had sent him a property. He calculated, rightly so, the square meter rate of that property. Yet there was an outlier. So the square meter rate was circa $700 per square meter on this. Yet there was an outlier which was pretty much 3 times the block size, and it worked out to be about $260 per square meter. And of course, if you just follow data, you'd have jumped on that. However, the local on-ground knowledge on this was that this particular property, which is the bigger land, was right next to a housing commission complex, and this was one of the renowned streets in the area where one would not live. So understanding the ground truth, understanding what data is actually telling you is critical. When you have a lot of people buying in the area, particularly when there's a lot of buyer's agent activity, you do end up with a two-tiered market where the locals are paying one price and the ring-ins are paying a different price. Now, definition of local is someone that has got the local knowledge, not necessarily someone that is living there. And therefore, we will start seeing and are seeing, especially in Victoria, a whole lot of areas where valuations are not stacking up in terms of the contract, not because we've negotiated it at the wrong price, but because of the lenders putting a risk factor in that area. And therefore, every purchase is scrutinized to the nth degree, and generally the valuers would devalue that property to mitigate the risk of the two-tiered marketing, two-tiered pricing, given that the external buyers that don't have the local knowledge are paying way too much, to the tune, when we are negotiating, to the tune of 50 to 80k more. Now, what that would mean is that you'd have to wait for one more cycle before the price actually catches up to where you should have been, and then it goes up to its normal rhythm. A really good example of this in the yesteryears of 2012, 2013, the same thing happened in Caboolture in Queensland, where the properties we were buying at relatively the same price as what people had paid 10 years ago. And so this is your understanding of how the markets move and how pricing works in areas. This is your Wednesday Wisdom. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you again next week.